here at 20. Bootleg Rascal goes in. They're set. Stand by for a start. Light flashing on top of the gates, and they're off as well. Simonelli and VB from the inside left on equal terms. Ayoka Frost bustled along and pretty keen to lead as well as Too Close. The Sun quickly zips over. Precious Cargo followed it across, but then got trapped out deep. Easing back behind them, Raymondo. Reborn being followed by Reckless Act and then Bootleg Rascal. And settling last of all is Brave Call. Into the back they go, out towards the 1200 mark, and Ayoka Frost, who showed great speed to cross over and lead the way. Precious Cargo continued to go forward and found itself at the girth of the leader in the early stages. A length and a half behind them, Too Close. The Sun dropped in, took a trail, the speed on at the 1000 mark. A length and a half to Little VB. 3/4 Simonelli, 1.5 to Reborn, sitting 3 deep on the outside of Raymondo. Reckless Act near the rail, followed further back by Brave Call, who's second from last at the 800 post, and the tail ender is Bootleg Rascal, about 6 or 7 off the leader. Ayoka Frost takes them to the side of the course by 3/4 over Precious Cargo. They went the first half of the race at a pretty good gallop. A length and a half away then VB, just trying to push up underneath of Too Close. The Sun. A length and a half to Reborn, which has had no favours. Simonelli behind those. There's Brave Call starting to work into the race. A long way back to Raymondo, and back last of all is Reckless Act. At the top of the straight with 400 to travel, and Precious Cargo quickly grabbed the lead but was joined immediately by Too Close. The Sun. A length and a half to Brave Call, who's running on well out near the middle of the track, but Too Close. The Sun with 200 left to go. Looked as though he might have had their measure. He's still 2 in front. Brave Call. Simonelli battling on. He's run out a bit here. Too Close. The Sun. He took the ground of Simonelli. Brave Call picks up. He comes again, but Too Close. The Sun will win it. Too Close. The Sun. He's got right out again in the shadows of the post to beat Brave Call. The luckless Simonelli might hear a bit more actually. In behind them, Precious Cargo from well back, Bootleg Rascal, VB. They were followed by Reborn, Ayoka Frost, Raymondo, and back there last to greet the judges, Reckless Act. Too Close. The Sun wins the race. Jared Noski shifted ground there and got out underneath the neck of Simonelli. Brave Call was sitting on its outside directly, but Too Close. The Sun held them off. Now the margin's about a half a length to Brave Call, probably the same again to Simonelli. Whether or not it's got the momentum to get to Too Close, The Sun, remains to be seen as we stand by. So it's certainly shifted some ground here, Too Close. The Sun. Noski certainly aware that the horse wanted to shift ground, and as soon as he went for the stick, it's gone out 2.5 to 3 horses, dragging Simonelli up underneath of Brave Call as well, and got out again in the late stages. So I don't know. We probably might be hearing more. I think they're entitled to ask the question. Too Close. The Sun has certainly dominated the race to a point, but you wonder how close Simonelli would have got had it not had its ground taken there in that circumstance. Anyway, we'll find out no doubt in due course. Good family this gelding hails from Too Close. The Sun for Jeff Evans' Distinct Racing, trained by Lindsay Smith. Jared Noski there was the rider, and makes it a first up victory. Brave Call coming from the back of the field, circling run, gets within a half a length of that winner by War Chant from Lip Service, Reese Radford and Sean McGruddy, and Simonelli, who's by Trade Fair from Jazeel, Ted Martinovich, Kate Whitten in 3rd place. Now 4th is 1, Bootleg Rascal. Precious Cargo finished 5th home. Now the margins are 3/4 by a long head, and 1:46.83 is the time. Race 2, the 1200 better your bet handicap, number 9, Puckapunyal is the scratching there. Let's go down now into the yard, and we'll keep a close ear out there and see if there's any further developments after the running of race 1. But for the meantime, let's go down to Britt Taylor.
Thanks very much, Darren. I've got Lindsay Smith here, and Lindsay, Too Close. The Sun, just a lightly raced horse and was just a bit wayward in the finish.
Yeah, his brother done that when he won his second start at Trap for Fools. He done it at Northam, and they protested, and he lost it actually, Trap for Fools. But this horse shows similar signs. Let's hope he's half as good.
Geez, you wouldn't mind that if he was half as good as his brother. If they do process, do you think there's a case to answer, or do you think he won too clearly?
No, Ted's a friend of mine. He won't protest.
Well, we'll see. Ted's talking to the stewards at the moment, so we may hear more on this. Today, was the plan always just to roll forward? Wasn't quite able to get to the lead?
Well, they went very fast, so that was beautiful. He was able to, you know, we give him an option if they weren't going any good, just have a look and go to the top. If not, just slide in, and that's what happened. And he had to learn something because he's a bit of a gawky horse, so today was good.
It was good to see. We'll let you go watch the replay in case there's something to answer. Where it looks like there will be a protest.
Dismissed.
All right, Lindsay Smith's feeling is that it will be dismissed. Jared Noski's also been called away to participate in that protest, so we won't get a word from him. We'll watch this space on what happens here with the first. Too Close to Sun just running around, and stewards just calling them in for a protest now.